this video, I will show you how to configure WP Travel Engine Trip Global settings. In our last video, we created our very first trip. If you have not yet watched that video, then I recommend you watch that video first. I have added the link in the description box below, or you can also click on the eye icon above to access the video. To access global trip settings from your WordPress admin dashboard, go to WP Travel Engine, then you have to click on Settings. If you remember from our Install and Activate WP Travel Engine plugin video, these settings were displayed as soon as we finished installing and activating the WP Travel Engine plugin. With the help of these global settings, you can easily configure your trips, like creating checkout, terms and conditions, thank you and confirmation pages, creating email templates, managing payment methods, as well as extensions. First is the General Settings. Under General Settings, you will find Page Settings, Trip Tab Settings, and Trip Info. You can assign pages, add or configure trip tabs, and add trip information from here. First is Page Settings. Here, you can select respective pages for checkout, terms and conditions, thank you, confirmation, user dashboard, inquiry, and trip search results page. Right now, as you can see on the screen, all of these pages are already created in default and they are also assigned in default. Let's assume that you don't have these pages. Then in that case, you can easily create a new page and assign them. Let me demonstrate an example. For that, let's select one of the page. Let's go with User Dashboard page. If you click here, a list of pages will display on the drop-down menu. Our User Dashboard page is assigned from here in default. Let's suppose we didn't have this User Dashboard page, or we want to assign a different page as the User Dashboard page. To do that, first of all, you have to go to Pages, then you have to click on Add New. We will open this page in the New tab. Now let's add the title for the page. After adding the title, you can add in the content of your choice. Another important step is to add in the shortcode for User Dashboard. Let's go back to Pages Settings. Here, you will find the shortcode for User Dashboard page along with other pages. Please note that if you are creating a new page, then you have to copy and paste the respective shortcodes for those pages. For the ones where shortcodes are not required, you don't need to go with the process, like Inquiry Thank You page and Trip Search Results page, for example. Let's copy the shortcode for User Dashboard page as it is given here. We will go back to the page and we will paste it here. I will select the layout as no sidebar, then I will click on Publish. Now let's go back to the settings and we will give it a refresh so that all of the changes we have made also gets reflected here. Now again, we click here. From the drop-down options, you can select WP Travel Engine User Dashboard. This is the page that we just created. Now you can click on Save and Continue. If you go to Pages and click on All Pages once again, here you will find that the newly created page is the WP Travel Engine dashboard. You can view the page by clicking on the View button. And this is what the User Dashboard page looks like. You can follow the same process for the rest of the pages. Just keep in mind regarding the pages where you are required to add shortcodes and the pages where you are not required to add the shortcodes. Click on Save and Continue to save the changes. Next is the Trip Tab Settings. Here you can create custom tabs add icons for the respective tabs, as well as enable or disable the tabs. To demonstrate an example, let's go to trips and click on all trips. Let's open it in the new tab. Click on edit. Here, apart from default trip tabs, you can also create a custom trip tabs with the help of trip tab settings. To do that, let's go back to our settings. You have to click on Add Tab, add in the tab label. To add the icon, click on Add Tab icon. You can either search for a particular icon or you can select any one of the icon from here. Click on Save and Continue. Now, go back to the trip page, give it a refresh. And you will see the custom tab has now been added. You can click on it, add the content, and you can view it on your front end as well. You can also select the icon for the rest of the tabs from here following the same process. If you want to delete the custom created tab, then you can click on the delete icon, which will delete the custom created tab. Next is the trip info. This setting allows you to add your own trip fields on the trip page. I have explained this on our How to Create Your Very First Trip video, so please refer to that video for these settings. Next, you can set the minimum and maximum age icon from here. If you are wondering what minimum and maximum age icon are and where they show, if you go over to our front end, go to trips, and open one of the trips. Here are the icons for minimum and maximum age on the trip facts. You can easily change the icons for the minimum and maximum age from the settings here. To change the icon, you can click on Remove, then click on Add Minimum Age icon. Select the icon of your choice. Click on Save and Continue. Go back to the front end, give it a refresh, and you will see the minimum age icon has now been changed. You can follow the same process to select a different maximum age icon or to remove it altogether. Then comes the global trip highlights. It shows below trip discount and above check availability button on the booking widget in the front end. The highlights you apply from here will be shown for all the trips created. Also, the trip-specific highlights can be added while creating a single trip, but if you want to add highlights that displays for all trips, then you can add that from here. To add the global trip highlights, you have to click on Add Trip Highlight. Then add in the trip highlight here. You can also add in the help text here. To add more global trip highlights, you have to click on the Add Trip Highlight icon. Then you can keep on adding the highlights. Click on Save and Continue. Now let's go back to the front end. Give it a refresh. And here is the global trip highlight. It shows in the booking widget at the front end. Let's go back. To delete the global trip highlights you have added, you simply have to click on the delete icon. Then click on Save and Continue if you have made any changes. Next is emails. Under email settings, you can set two different types of email templates, for admin email and for customer email. Under admin email templates, first up is sale notification emails. Here, you can set one or more email addresses that should receive notification each time a sale is made. You simply have to enter the admin email address inside of this box here. If you want to add more than one email address, then you have to separate the email addresses by comma and no spaces. You can enable or disable the sales notification emails from here. If you want to send customer inquiry notification email to the admin, then you can enable the toggle If not, then you can simply disable the toggle. I'm going to enable it. You can set the email subject for booking notification email from here. You can simply remove the subject that is already here, then add in a different content. Next is the booking notification. You can set HTML structure of the email template from here. The email template you set from here will be used when a booking request has been made. These are the email template tags, the ones inside the curly brackets. You can edit the information if you wish to. References for the template tags are given below over here. You can enter the following tags as required in your email template. Also, you can preview the template by clicking on this link here. This is what the booking notification email template looks like. Next is the payment notification subject. You can set the payment notification subject from here. Then just like with booking notification, you can set the payment notification email template from here. Next is the customer email templates. The customer email templates is the same as admin email templates. The options provided are also the same. The only difference is that while admin email template gets sent to the admin informing them of trip booking and payment made by a customer, the customer email template gets sent to the customer informing them regarding booking and payment confirmation. If you have made any changes, you have to click on Save and Continue. Next is Miscellaneous. You can change currency settings, display settings, and other miscellaneous settings from here. First is payment currency. You can set the payment currency throughout your website from here. I have selected US dollar as payment currency for my website, but you can select the payment currency of your choice. You can select whether to use currency symbol or currency code from here. I'm going to select currency symbol. Next option is amount display format. This option allows you to format the amount display. You can select given codes for formatting. Then you can select the decimal digits, decimal separator, as well as the thousand separator from here. I'm going to select decimal digits as 2. Then let the decimal separator be full stop. And I'm going to set thousand separator as a comma. Click on Save and Continue. Then we have the display settings. You can configure various display settings from here. First two are Hide Booking Form and Hide Inquiry Form. If you go to your front end and open any one of the trips, this is the booking form and this is the inquiry form. From the display settings, if you choose to enable to hide both forms and click on Save and Continue, go back to the page in the front end, give it a refresh. You will see that the inquiry form as well as the trip booking form has now been hidden from your trip page. But if you go back and disable to hide them, click on Save and Continue, come back and give your trip page a refresh, you will see the booking form as well as the inquiry form now shows back on your trip page. Next options are to hide or display the emergency contact details as well as to hide or display the traveler's information. While booking the trip, your customer will be asked to fill in the emergency contact as well as traveler's information form. You can hide or show the traveler's information as well as the emergency contact details by enabling or disabling the toggles. Then you can also show or hide the trip featured image from here. This is the trip featured image. You can enable to hide it. Click on Save and Continue, go back to the trip page, give it a refresh, and the featured image will not be shown anymore. But if you go back, and if you disable to hide the trip image, it will show on your trip page back on. Just like how it is showing now on the screen. Similarly, you can enable or disable to display the multiple prices list on the trip page, show or hide excerpt in the taxonomy pages. Then, you can also show or hide the trip infos on the sidebar. These are the trip infos on the sidebar. If you choose to disable to show the trip infos, click on Save and Continue. Go back to your trip page and give it a refresh. The trip infos will not be shown on the sidebar anymore. But if you choose to enable it and refresh the trip page once again, they will be displayed back on. Another option is to hide powered by link. When a user books any trip, an email will be received by the user with a powered by link. But if this option is hidden by enabling it, then the powered by link won't show in an email. You can enable or disable the font awesome icons.js from here. Then you can show or hide taxonomy children terms from here. To demonstrate how this works, let me go over to trips and let's go to one of the taxonomies. Let's select destinations and we will open it in the new tab. Let's add a new destination from here. Add in the name, the slug. Then from the parent destinations, let's select a destination. Let's select Nepal, then add in an image for the newly created destination. Click on Add Image. Select the image and click on Choose Image. Click on Add New Destination. And here is the newly created destination. Because we have assigned a parent destination for this one, this is the taxonomy child term. Now we will go to all trips. And we will assign one of these trips with newly created child destination. Let's select this one. Click on Quick Edit. And let's select Annapurna, the child destination from here. Then click on Update. You can also assign more trips with the newly created child destination if you wish to. Now let's go to our front end on our site. And we will go to the destination taxonomy page. You will see that the taxonomy children term is not displayed here. Now if you go back to the settings, and if you enable to show the taxonomy children terms, click on Save and Continue, come back to the front end, give it a refresh. You will see the taxonomy children terms is displayed here as well. If you have any confusions regarding this, then do let me know in the comment section below, or you can directly reach out to our support team. Let's go back to our settings. Next is the miscellaneous settings. You can configure various miscellaneous settings from here. First option is to set the Book Now button text. If you have added the TripFix starting dates add-on extension, then right on your front end, the Book Now button displays. You can change the Book Now button label from here. You can also set the email subject for admin if any inquiry is received, as well as set the booking confirmation message from here. Then, you can also set the GDPR message that shows in the inquiry form of the trip page. Right now, if you go over to the front end, and if you open one of the trips, let's go to trips and open the first trip from here. Scroll down. You will not see any GDPR message here. To display the GDPR message, first of all, you have to go back to the dashboard, go to Pages and click on All Pages. Let's open it in the new tab once again. Then you have to look out for the privacy policy page. Here it is. As soon as you find the privacy policy page, you have to click on Quick Edit. Then you have to change the status from draft to published. Click on Update. Now go back to your trip page and give it a refresh. You will see the GDPR message now shows here. Then if you go back to the settings, you can change the GDPR message that shows on your inquiry form from here. Just remove the content that is already here, then simply add in the message of your choice. You can set the number of featured trips to show in the archive pages from here. Click on Save and Continue to save your changes. Next is Payment Settings. You can define advance payment and payment method in this setting. Firstly, you can enable or disable the debug mode. You can enable the debug mode to test payment gateways on your website. Then you can select the default gateway from the list of available gateways. Also, you can select and configure the payment gateways from here. I'm going to select all 4 for now. Click on Save and Continue. We also have payment options within Payment Settings. First up is PayPal Standard. You can configure the standard PayPal account by adding PayPal ID in the field. If all the details are correct, the PayPal Standard will be activated. Next is Direct Bank Transfer. Your users can make direct bank transfer as payment to the bank account you set or add from here. First, you can set the title for the bank transfer, which your users can see during the checkout. You can add in the description of your choice. You can add in the instructions. Then you can add in your account details. Simply click on Add Account, then fill in the required details. If your users want to make payment with a check, then you can configure the settings for the check payment from here. You can set the title, payment description, as well as the payment instructions, which the users will be able to see during the checkout. After making the necessary changes, click on Save and Continue. Next is the dashboard settings. If you like to add the user and control user in the front end itself, rather than sending the user to the admin, all can be configured from the Global Setting User Dashboard Setting tab. First, you can enable or disable the requirement for customer registration to booking trips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and open new incognito window, and I will open our site here so that we will be able to book the trip without logging into the main site. Let's go to trips, select this trip, and we will book this trip. Select a date, click on Continue, click on Proceed to Checkout. So right now, any user can easily book any trip without having to register. Now, if I enable to require the customer registration to book trips, click on Save and Continue. Then go back to our incognito tab. Now, let's go back and we will try to book this trip once again. Select the date, click on Continue, Proceed to Checkout. It will ask the user to register to the website before they book a trip. Next, you can also disable the customer registration on dashboard page. Right now, if you go back to the same user dashboard, you will see that on the dashboard page, it gives an option for the users to sign up and register to the website. But now, if you enable to disable the customer registration on the dashboard page, click on Save and Continue. Then let's go back to the same incognito tab. We will give it a refresh. You will see the sign up option is not here anymore, which means the users will not be able to sign up or register from the user dashboard page. You can enable or disable these options as per your wish. I'm going to disable both options. You can also automatically generate a username from customer email and password by enabling or disabling the toggles. Finally, don't forget to click on Save and Continue if you have made any changes. Lastly, we have extensions. If you have any of the additional helper add-on added and activated in the site, and if that add-on creates the global setting, then those settings will be listed in this tab. For now, we have Trip Search extension. This used to be a premium extension, but as of now, it comes free. To demonstrate the options within the Trip Search extension, we will go to the front end. Let's go to the top and we will open the trip page. Back to our settings. The first option is to hide destination. On your front end, this is the destination section. If you enable to hide destination, click on Save and Continue, go back and give your front end a refresh. You will see that the destination does not show here anymore. Go back, and here are the rest of the sections like hide or show activities, duration, budget. These are those sections, so if you go ahead and enable to hide all of them, click on Save and Continue, go back, give your front end a refresh, they will not be shown here anymore. As opposed to when you disable to hide them, click on Save and Continue, go back to your front end and give it a refresh, they will be shown back again on your trip search results page. Let's go back to the settings. Also, please note that you can use the last option, Hide in Search page, to hide all the above options in your trip listing page with a single click without having to toggle each of the above settings. Just make sure to click on Save and Continue to save any changes that you have made. So that was it about the global trip settings. If you have any questions or queries or any kind of confusions, please do let me know in the comment section below, or you can always reach out to our support team. I have added the link to creating support ticket in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in our next video.